Well, folks, that's all that's left of the Robert E. Lee and Thomas Stonewall Jackson statue in Baltimore, Maryland, a graffiti-covered pedestal where the monument dedicated to the Confederate leaders once stood. Just a couple of days ago, around 2 a.m., dozens of city workers removed 4 statues. Baltimore is just one of many cities to quickly remove Confederate statues just days after the deadly violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. Joining us right now via the phone is Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh. Mayor, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning. How are you?
Great. Why did you make the decision to remove this at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Well, actually, it started at about 11:30 p.m. because I didn't want to attract any violence, didn't want to attract any crowds. I thought enough speeches had been made, enough grandstanding had taken place, and it was really important. I said to folks, if you really want to hear a great speech and reasoning for removing the statues, you could listen to the speech of Mayor Landrieu. I thought it was appropriate because this way we didn't have to be bothered with traffic or anything like that, and it was absolutely the right thing to do.
And of course, did you consult with Mayor Landrieu? The reason I say that is because in New Orleans, when they removed it, they had folks who were wearing, body armor. There were people who were concerned with their safety, and there were all kinds of threats to people who were actually removing those statues.
Well, that's why I had talked to Mayor Landrieu when I was at the U.S. Conference of Mayors in June and talked about what they had gone through and a lot of the hate that was taking place there in New Orleans. And that is one of the things that said to me, we got to do this quietly and do it quickly. And that was the intent, and that's what we did.
Are you surprised to see how quickly this has escalated after Charlottesville? Because all of a sudden, and we saw before, we saw what New Orleans was doing, we saw what was happening in Memphis, but all of a sudden it is a groundswell of folks who are now targeting these Confederate monuments and statues.
Well, I think if one of the things that a mayor's role is to protect its citizens, to protect the public. And so I believe that what you're going to see is mayors taking it upon themselves to move forward. And I'm protected through our city charter, that if at any time I feel that the city is unsafe, that I have a right to protect the public, and so I exercise my right to protect the public.
What guidance would you give other cities when it comes to making these decisions? Because obviously there's the potential for protest, there's the potential for pushback as well.
Well, let me just say, I think in most cases we ought to be moving swiftly and quietly. But, different cities, different situations. My concern, as you well know, was for my city, its safety. And I don't think you can sit around and ponder this. I don't think you need to listen to a whole bunch of folks. Understand your rights as one who is in charge of a city and move forward.
All right. Mayor Catherine Pugh, Baltimore, we appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.